Hey guys, what is up? This is Mr. A. Crizzy here, and welcome back to another movie review. In today's movie review, I'm going to be reviewing the 1983 action comedy sports film, and it's also an auto racing film too, released in 1983. And I actually just watched this movie last morning, like yesterday, so this review is on Stroker Ace. Stroker Ace is about a race car driver for NASCAR, and it's also the name of the title character. So we follow a race car driver named Stroker Ace who runs into problems when a confrontation with his commercial sponsor causes him to lose his contract. Like Clyde, who's like the owner of a fried chicken chain, immediately asks Stroker Ace to be the face of his company. After some pushing by Clyde into his marketing executive Pembroke, like Stroker signs on without even reading his obligations. He then finds himself legally bonded to a horrible contract with no end in sight. And yeah, so that's pretty much what this movie is about. So yeah, so I remember my dad told me he used to like this movie a long time ago because I remember back then a long time ago. I think around during like the early years of YouTube, around like maybe like 2010 or 2011 or something, or maybe the year before that, but whatever. This was basically like a long time ago. My dad actually told me about this movie, and that he told me he used to like this film a lot. Because in case some of you guys didn't know, my dad is a big fan of auto racing. He's like a big fan of auto racing. Like he also likes Formula One, and and like NASCAR racing. But yeah, it's just my dad's a big fan of cars and all that, like car racing. So he told me about this movie a long time ago, and he told me he used to like it a long time ago. And yeah, so and then when I looked up this movie, like when I first heard about this film. Like, this movie did, because I've been hearing pretty bad things about this film. And plus, I think this movie even got to some Razzie nominations or something. Maybe one Razzie nomination or whatever. Because I heard this, because I've been hearing this movie was pretty bad. And this movie's at like 19% on Rotten Tomatoes. Which maybe some people felt like that this movie almost felt like it's given those vibes of the Cannonball Run, which I like the Cannonball Run. And of course, my dad loved the Cannonball Run as well. But I gotta say, even after watching this film yet last morning, I gotta say, it's honestly not that bad of a film in my opinion. I think my dad still likes this film no matter what. And yeah, I kind of like it too for what it is. And yeah, it's honestly not that bad of a film when you think about it, because even if you're a big fan of racing, then I guess I gotta say this is probably like a movie for you or something, even if it's that bad. But I mean, and sometimes this movie kind of does feel a little bit like the Cannonball Run, because Burt Reynolds is in the film along with both films. Burt Reynolds worked on both films. But I gotta say though, this movie honestly was not that bad, because I thought it was pretty decent and pretty good for the most part. And sure, the story itself kind of does feel a little like Cannonball Run wise, but yeah, I mean the story itself I thought wasn't too bad in my opinion. I mean, at least it did have a good soundtrack though, a good soundtrack from the 80s, and some songs that were recorded a long time ago from like the 70s or something. Because I do like old films like that. And of course, this movie is also released by Warner Brothers and Universal Pictures. And yeah, it's like, because I think for racing fans out there, if you watch this movie carefully, then you'll probably enjoy this film a lot more than most people. Same thing with my dad, that he used to like this film a lot, and he still likes it because it's like one of those like good old Burt Reynolds films from the 80s. But I thought the performances I thought were pretty good. I thought Burt Reynolds did a pretty good job in this film playing Stroker Ace. I thought Burt Reynolds did pretty good. Ned Beatty was also in the film too. Ned Beatty, who played Lotso from Toy Story 3, and of course, he was also in Rango. And of course, Ned Beatty and Burt Reynolds had previously worked on a film together called Deliverance, which I still haven't watched Deliverance yet, but I heard it's pretty good though. So maybe one of these days, if I have time, I might check out Deliverance whenever I have time. But yeah, Ned Beatty I thought was pretty good in the film. I thought Ned Beatty, he was decent in this film. And oh yeah, and Aubrey James, who was one of the characters in this film, he was played by Parker Stevenson. Oh yeah, and the main reason why and the main reason why I've watched this movie for its entirety, like the whole thing, the reason I watched this film, like for the whole thing, because I actually saw a clip from this film a long time ago, by the way. But the reason I decided to watch this movie for like the very first time for the whole thing is because some of you guys may know Loni Anderson, who used to be married to Burt Reynolds. Loni Anderson just passed away just before she just turned 80 years old. Like, she was only 79, and she was this close to reaching her 80s. Like, yesterday was her birthday, and she would have been 80 years old. And I thought Burt Reynolds and Loni Anderson, I thought they both did a pretty good job together in this film. And of course, yeah, I remember seeing the show WKRP in Cincinnati that Loni Anderson was on. I remember watching that show a long time ago, and yeah, it is a good show. And yeah, and I thought Loni Anderson did pretty good in this film. Like, it's probably like it's like how Loni Anderson was like what one of the golden age of those like of the actresses of the 80s. Like, if some of you guys out there may know what I'm referring to, but yeah. So, oh yeah, and Loni Anderson also worked on that Will Ferrell film, The Night of the Roxbury, which I pretty much liked. Night of the Roxbury was pretty funny. Even my mom remembers that film. And plus, I think Night of the Roxbury was also Loni Anderson's last feature film that she was in that was released theatrically. Yeah, like, it's basically Loni Anderson in a Will Ferrell film. Yeah. But yeah, I liked Loni Anderson in Night of the Roxbury, and I almost forgot to mention, guys, and before I forget, Stroker Ace was also the only live action movie that Burt Reynolds and Loni Anderson worked on together. Yeah, it was like their only live action film they worked on together on screen. And yeah, of course, I know they worked on another film that came out in 1989, but that was actually a Don Bluth animated film. I remember I used to watch like all the time when I was little. All Dogs Go to Heaven. Yeah, because like All Dogs Go to Heaven was the other film that Loni Anderson and Burt Reynolds worked on together, because they were the voices of Charlie and Flo. Yeah, Flo, who's like the rough collie, like Lassie. And of course, Charlie's the German Shepherd. But yeah, so, and I think between both films, like, I think this film and All Dogs Go to Heaven, I thought Burt Reynolds and Loni Anderson did pretty good in both films. But of course, they did really good. They did really great in All Dogs Go to Heaven, in that one scene together involving Charlie and Flo together in that one scene with the pizza. But yeah, so overall, Stroker Ace was a pretty good movie in my opinion. Some of you guys may disagree, but if you guys don't like this film, then that's perfectly fine. So overall, I'm gonna give Stroker Ace 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's decent for what it is. And also, rest in peace, Loni Anderson. So there you have it, guys. That's going to be it for my movie review on Stroker Ace. Hope you guys liked it, and if you're not subscribed yet, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. And also make sure to like this video as well. With that being said, until next time, this is Mr. A. Crizzy saying, goodbye everybody, and that's about it.